Good evening. My name is Maureen Power and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator residing in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. My main objective is to hopefully remove you from your everyday stresses and to help you to develop your creativity through stamping. Wednesday evenings I try to go live and I demonstrate either a card or some form of crafting. Tonight it's not going to be a card. Tonight it's going to be a technique, one that I've already done and it worked, and another one I'm going to try live tonight. I don't know if it's going to work or not, so we'll see. Couple of announcements. Our sale is still on for the starter kit. So for $48, you can get $165 worth of product of your choice, no shipping and no taxes in Newfoundland. And you will get a previous paper pumpkin kit. If your wish list is a lot larger than that, you can spend $135 and you will get $256 worth of merchandise of your choice. This will go on until the end of October. So there's also an opportunity night if anybody's interested in getting into that, just to see what Stampin' Up! Is all about, really. Reach out to me and I will sign you up for that. And I think that's on Friday night. October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is free shipping. So if you have to stock up on some cardstock, maybe your adhesives, maybe there's some DSP that you want, but you don't have $100 to be able to take, you're not ordering $100 to be able to take advantage of the free shipping, reach out to me. I am putting in an order and I can add whatever you want to that order. And that way it will be over $100, so you won't have to pay the shipping. Another thing, cardstock share. I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again, seeing as Christmas is coming up and there's all kinds of colors that you use with your Christmas kits, DSP. Just look at the back of your DSP and see what colors you need to correspond with that DSP. I don't expect any of you, especially if you're not a demonstrator and you are not doing it like I'm doing, I don't expect any of you to buy a full pack of every single color. So what I do, I let you decide what colors you want and how many of each one. As long as you make up 24 sheets, then I will order a pack of cardstock that I need or I'm running low on, and I will change out the colors so that you can have what you need. And another thing I'm going to do, I haven't done this before, but somebody brought it to my attention. They're hoping that I will do a ribbon share. So if there's ribbon that any of you want, again, reach out to me and you won't need a full spool of ribbon. So I'd be willing to give you a yard or 2 yards because the rolls usually come in 10 yards of ribbon. So I will break it down so that you can have a couple of yards of each one. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. Now tonight I am going to do something with the Stay Warm stamp set. Now this stamp set, I'm going to show you, I'm going to be using the sweater tonight. I'm going to show you, I'll tell you what, I'll show you on a piece of paper. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you how this particular stamp set works. I just got to get a piece of paper because I wasn't thinking I'd be doing this, although I do have a piece here. So, all right, let me turn the camera around. Okay, so I'm just going to go over and get a color. Let's work with Misty Moonlight. What's everybody drinking this evening? I've got a cup of tea here. So all of these stamps, you have the mittens, the socks, the cap, the sweater, and the little heart. So all of these stamps, there's your pattern side, but it works like this. You turn this over. You ink it up inking up very well for me. Okay, it's pretty well inked up there now. Okay, so then you stamp it off. And then I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to hold it down for a couple of seconds. I'm going to take a sip of my tea as well. That's a good cup of tea. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Scrub, my little mist bottle. You can't get the smaller ones anymore, but you can get the bigger ones. And I'm going to clean this stamp off. So I put it on the wet side and then put it on the dry side. Now I'm going to peel it off and I'm going to put it on the other side. I'm going to ink it up again. Okay. Then I'm going to put it over the sweater. Hold it down for a couple of seconds. Another mouthful of tea before it goes too cold. And there's your sweater. Now this is done on regular paper. I want to show you another technique. So I'm going to clean off my stamp again. And I'm going to bring in another product. So then what you would do, there's no dies for this, very simple fussy cutting. I'm going to bring in another product. I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm not going to use that color. Close that up. This is our all-season Velvet Specialty DSP. Now, it comes in white, which I've used it all up. It comes in red, and it comes in green. It's a velvet texture. So I'm going to take the red right now, and I'm going to kind of judge how much I need and cut it out because I don't want to have all that on my tray in the way. So let's just cut 2 of these out. And I have this little fly that's buzzing around my face. I don't know where it came from. I do have a couple of plants down here, but they're not fruit flies. Okay, so I got 2 pieces of this cut off. It's a lot better on white, and I'll show you at the end, okay? So now what I'm going to do is take the pattern side, and I'm going to take my black. I think that's inked up quite well. And then I'm going to put that there and hold it for a couple of minutes. I want to show you that you can stamp on the velvet. Ooh, one of the arms didn't come out all that great, but I can use my, see that there? Didn't come out all that great. So then you can let that dry, because if I were to go over it now, I would smudge it. See, this bit came on my finger. Now, if I needed to cut that out quickly, I would just cut around it, but I wouldn't put my fingers in it. Do you follow me? And if I got to the other side, I would hold it like this to cut it. But that has a real fuzzy, sweatery feeling to it. That one I tried it on the white, and I'll show you what it looked like on the card, okay? So you run your finger over that, and it's right fuzzy, like a sweater, which is kind of cool. But what I wanted to try tonight, and I haven't tried, I'm going to clean off my stamp again. And here's my wet side. It's just as upside down right now. And clean it off. I don't know if this is going to work, but you try anything, hey? So I don't need the ink this time. I'm going to try all right. That's my embossing buddy. And some of you, by my doing that, some of you already know what I'm going to do. So let's put the Versamark all over this. So there's no card tonight. I'm doing just this technique. All right. So let's press that down for a couple of seconds. It's got to go into material. So let's see. I see the pattern on it, but now I'm going to use my white embossing powder. Ooh, I did. By using the embossing buddy, I did manage not to have it stick to most of it. I didn't think that would work, but it worked. So never be afraid to try something. All right, now let's put this aside. Before I start to use let's pick it up and let's put on the heat gun for a couple of seconds. The embossing is not really getting shiny. Isn't that interesting? It didn't go shiny, it dulled it. But you can feel it. So isn't that interesting? I wonder if I did it from the other side, would it work? Let's try it again. Probably would have been smarter to do it with the hat. But anyway, the hat would have been so much smaller. Ooh, I don't want to. Looks like I knocked my phone as well. I'm sorry. All right, let's put that there. Oh, I didn't use my embossing buddy. Let's see how it works now without having used the embossing buddy. Because it's too late to go back with it now. So you do need to use your embossing buddy. I'm not going to worry too much about what's out on the outside, come to think of it, because it will be cut out. So I'm going to tap it a couple of more times. And let's go underneath this time and see if that is a little bit better. Not in the camera, am I? No, it seems like on the velvet, when it works, it goes dull instead of shiny. See how it's going dull? So it doesn't matter if I go top or bottom. So on the velvet, it doesn't get shiny. It actually goes dull, but it still looks okay for a sweater. See that? But it's okay for a sweater look. This one needed a little more time. So that's interesting that on the velvet, it doesn't go shiny. But it still looks really, really cool for a sweater. So you can do it with your ink. And like I said, that looks so much better on the white velvet than it does on the dark. But I still like the look of that. And you can also do it on your paper. And that, you don't have to have the same color either. You stamp off with a light color, and then you can put another color in there. You don't always have to have the same color. If you have a Versamark pen, you could do this in one color and then these in another color and keep changing it up. So there's so many options with this set. But I wanted to show you different techniques on how you can use the velvet. And you can also use this. I'll use another example. Let's stamp it up. You know, I'm going to get a bit of black. I'll get a piece of black. That way I can still use the white. Okay. So tonight is not a card as much as it's a technique that I wanted to show you. And I forgot to use my embossing buddy again. I am famous for that. Okay, let's get all this down here. Now if we emboss it, need to do a little bit more right here, but you do get the shine. You do get the shine on this one. I don't know if I can see the shine there, but you don't get it on the vellum or on the velvet. So I hope you learned a few things with that today. I'm going to turn my camera around. It was a very quick video. Like I said, it was just to be able to show you all the different ways that you can use your embossing powder on velvet and how it changes the look of it. Velvet on cardstock is different than velvet. What am I trying to say? Embossing powder is different on cardstock than it is on the velvet. And the velvet, it goes dull, but I still kind of like that for the look of a sweater. And you can do both of these. You can use it on the cardstock by itself. You can use it on the white and just have a little pattern, and you can feel the velvet touch. And then you can cut these out and use them on various different cards. So I hope that was helpful tonight, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining me.